Hello, mathematicians. My name is Mrs. Streck, and I teach math in the Neenah Joint School District. And I wanted to pop on and show you some ways that you could help your child to get more comfortable with numbers, whether it's counting quantities or it is getting an understanding for what symbol or digit goes with a quantity. Oftentimes, kids can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pretty quick, but they can't always put an association with when I say 5, how much is 5 and what does 5 look like. So this quick activity is something that you could do at home. I have 2 dice here. If you don't have dice at home, you could download an app that have dice. I think there's an app called Basic Dice, and you can download it for free and roll dice as well. I'm going to start with 1 die and roll that number, and you can decide what you think your child is capable of. If just saying the number 2, counting the dots, 1, 2, that's 2, is as far as you think they can go, then stop there. If you feel like your child is ready to make the symbol for 2 and they want to write it down, you could do that. You could talk about how to make a 2. You could make a bunch of 2s. Another thing you could do is, as you continue to roll, I rolled a 4. Now, if your child is ready, you could say things like, 4, is that more than 2 or less than 2? Using words like more than or less than can be really helpful. And maybe your child would say 4 is more than 2. And if you feel like you are ready to write them down, you could start putting them in an order and think, what's going to be next? Oh, I got a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. It's 1 more than 4. More or less? Oh, it's more. And you could keep writing these numbers. You might decide to just roll and read, right? Count them out. Oh, that's 3. 3. 1, 2, 3 dots. When they're in a line, that's 3. Talking about dot patterns and what your child sees might be as far as you're ready to take it. But as you continue to play this game or activity, you can keep scaffolding by saying, is it more than or less than? Is it more than 2? Yes. Is it more than 4? No. So I know that it fits right in here in the order. If your child feels ready to go past 5, you could roll 2 dice and now think, all right, do I have to count the 6 and the 3, or could I start at 6 and say 7, 8, 9? Some children are ready for that. You see what your child is ready for, and if counting all the dots is still important to them, that's fine. Okay, now I have 9. Is that more than 2? Yeah. Is it more than 3? Yeah. Is it more than 5? How much more than 5? And they might even count the spaces and say 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I think 9 goes here. You sort of watch how your child is ready and then go from there. So this was just with some simple dice. If you have playing cards, you could flip over a playing card and do the same thing. Ordering cards would be an activity that would be just as simple. So you could take out the face cards and then you could do things like, I got a 4. Next, I got a 5. Is 5 more or less? Oh, it's more. I'll put it there. Next, I flipped a 9. Oh, 9 is much more. Next I got a 7. Where would the 7 go? So if you have cards and not dice and you'd rather do that, that's another idea. You could tear up some scraps of paper and write numbers on them as well. Your child being able to see the quantity as well as the digit is really going to help them to associate how much is 5 representing, how much is 9 representing. When I look at 9, I can see how many more pieces 9 has than 4 has. And those are things that are going to help your child to have what we call number sense. So while you are working together on math at home, you can be thinking about number sense and how to help your child get a good foundation in what numbers sound like and look like. Have fun.